And, we're just talking about stress testing. We're not even testing for disease. We haven't mentioned testing for
Before
disease,
it goes out,
viroids. We had a great conversation with Dr. Tasasaldi in regards to HLVD. And she opened my mind, opened my mind incredibly in regards to the problems that you can have that you don't even know you have. They could be showing signs of whatever. You think it's attributed to X, but the reality is that it has HLVD. It has a viroid. Then
you're breeding that with 30 other.
That's it. Yeah. And then you're taking that, you're breeding it, and then you're passing it off to the next person, and they're breeding it. And this is just, it spirals out of control.
Seeds.
AIDS.
It's all in the seeds. Yep.
You're spreading AIDS. It's like it's the Rona all over again. I think people who are testing their genetics, and that's something we're working towards, is it's the smart way just to guarantee you're good. Just to know, like, all right, I did all the other stuff. Here's the last variable to ensure that when I say it's going to yield good or it's going to have these traits, it'll do that. It's like there's certain ones, like we were talking about the lemon skunk, and like my description of it was exactly your description of it. Because that's how genetics used to be bred, damn it.
Yeah.
We used to be able to get something that was exactly like what it is, and somebody who's growing in a field in Texas and be like, damn, yeah, it has similar terps.
Yeah, it's the Big Mac appeal.
Yeah, and we're not getting it anymore because, again, it's rushing to market. It's skipping testing, it's skipping refining, it's skipping dialing down your phenotypes and backbreeding and all these things that most people just don't want to do. That's why you see some of the more successful breeders oftentimes are breeders as a whole. They breed animals or lizard, any sort of thing that.
Lizard breeding.
Yes, lizard breeding.
Sorry, that was a new one. I want to hear about
snakes.
This. Oh, yeah. That's very common.
GT.
Yep.
GT breeds snakes.
Snakes,
yeah. It's something that just gets you to understand genetics a little bit more and saying, hey, I can screw up. This may look cool and this may look cool, but this may not work. It gives you a little bit of a prerequisite to breeding botany, I think, That's why for me, it's taken me so long to have even one genetic get to the market.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning how to breed. Not just breeding bud, but I'm like, okay, so whatever flavors I think sound good, those will just go in a blunt. They're not going to mix together in a plant. That'd be beautiful, but they're not compatible like that. The lineage of the plants are not going to grow like I want. It's going to give me a result that doesn't hit perfect. And I'm only learning that based on getting the field experience and testing it in my grow space,
You mentioned hot plate and viroid, and I think, the future is kind of what you were mentioning is like everybody's going to be testing their genetics of hot plate and viroid before release.
Yeah,
I think, in the
before
future.
you even get it out
I
there.
already have people hit me up. They're like, is this tested for HLVD? You know what I mean? So we're going to get more and more people. As a community, as you guys become more and more aware that, hey, testing is out there for hot plate and viroid, and the impact of hot plate and viroid and how it can be transmitted through seeds, right? So, the more you guys are aware, and you guys obviously don't want it in your garden, or you're going to be talking to the breeder and say, hey, show me the testing, show me the HLVD test results. And some people are going to say, you know what, I'm not going to buy your genetics if you aren't testing for HLVD, plain and simple.
And it's not that expensive, man. If like the thing is the process is slower if you're going to grow your plant out and get it tested in that sense. But there's companies that will test your seeds too. And that's the beauty of it, is if you're serious about this as a business and not just a hustle, then do it the right way. And I think that's what separates the overnight people and the fly-by-night come and go versus the long terms. And it's the ones who are like, man, I need credibility. Like, I can't let this come out and suck and have one of my 5 projects be a hit. Like, it's got to be
embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing, man. Like, when people have said anything related to genetics I've endorsed and it doesn't go well, I'm like embarrassed. Let alone ones that I've helped create. Like, holy shit. That's where the breeders need to look at it like a chef and leave their ego in the kitchen. And when it comes to customer service or dealing with the grower, let them understand, like, educate them, help them. Don't be pompous and be, you just suck at growing. It's your fault. The grower issue. It's like, dude, maybe it is, but educate them on how to perfect your genetic. That's why I respect people who will replace an issue and say, yeah, man, you had a problem. Send me a picture to prove it. I'll send you 3 more, fix it. Boom. But if the product's still shit, I don't want you sending me more herms.
Yeah.
In the same way that when you go to buy a piece of art or you go and buy a collectible, you get a certificate of authentication. Is that the right word? Authentication or authentication?
Authentication?
Yep.
Authenticate. I don't know. Now you get me.
Now that I said it, a certificate of
authentication.
Authentication. I feel like we're missing a syllable. Anyways, to my point, the thing is like I want to make sure that when I'm buying a Harley Davidson memorabilia piece, that it's actually from Harley Davidson. that I'm not buying something from
Counterfeit.
China, Taiwan, whatever, overseas. It's counterfeit. It's the exact same thing that I think is going to happen for breeders. We already have so many people that are coming in and just chucking pollen. It is now a certificate of authentication. I thought it would roll off the tongue.
No,
better.
authentication.
It's authentication.
Yeah, authentication.
Certificate of authentication.
What is the F? What is authentify?
Where the
What's the word? Authenticate. So there's no F.
Authenticate. Is that a word?
Yeah, no. It's a certificate of authentication. So
We lost all credibility.
lost right there. Had a solid episode right there, and damn, certificate of autism. So we that's what's going to differentiate the breeders that are in this for long term, for the community, for the culture, versus those that are just chucking. Because I want to know that the genetics I'm getting have been tested for all the things that we said above, and that I'm going to get a result comparable to what you just told me I should get.
Like, I want from the stash and any stash products and all this shit to always remember our faces, but from the stash and stash blend to be bigger than us, to our genetics to outlive us. And like, again, you look at Subcool, you know, it's coming back. People are talking about more, but the breeders who've passed, the genetics pass with them. And I really feel like your brand and your credibility and authenticity can outlast you as the person. That energy never dies, even with the person. You put out good product, people are going to keep it. Someone's going to breed that project into another one. And another one, it's like forever lives on. Your art is forever because of it. Without having legitimacy, one blunder, and people are going to burn all your crop. It's done. I feel like that's where it's not worth it. The $100 10-pack is not worth it for me. I would rather just not make anything and just endorse other people's seeds from seedsmen. I think you've got a lot of opportunity to do so much more breeding in this day and age with the science, with AI helping, with so many genetics available, with so much information on the internet. Like, there's no reason everybody isn't attempting something on their own. Does not mean it has to go to market. Breeding does not mean that you have to sell your product. It means that you should practice it. It's fun. It really is. But don't put it out there if it sucks. Maybe I'm harsh, but it's like,
I agree. Yeah, I mean, your reputation's on the line.
It's
at that
everything.
point, so, yeah.
you know,
And more importantly than that, people are spending their hard-earned cash. Genetics are not cheap, gentlemen. And if you're going to tell me that I'm going to spend $100 on a pack of 10, it better be good.
better
It
get at
better
least
be
one
exactly what
Charizard
you
in that
told
pack.
me it should be. I don't want disease. I don't want viroids. I don't want nothing. I want exactly what I paid for.
imagine paying $100 to disease your garden, to infect your garden.
Right. Imagine
Like you paid
if
money
you went
to
to the
be
grocery
rude, bro.
store to buy chicken and it was all spoiled.
Salmonella immediately. and
You're not
it's
going to, no, you're going to want your money back.
Yeah.
You're going to get sick. And I think the same can be said
there's
about
consumer protection for shit like that.
And-
There's not in the wild, wild west of growing. This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation. Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.